War of the Ring. Yes, we've just set up a new game of War of the Ring, 2nd edition, and it's always a little bit daunting starting a new game of War of the Ring, really. You set it all up, you refresh yourself rules-wise using the fantastic Universal Head, if I do say so myself, fantastic Universal Head summary sheets, and you immediately get unbelievably daunted by the complexity of the game and all the little special bits and bobs that you have to remember. But you really just have to plunge back in and hope that it all comes back to you as you play. So we'll just be dropping in at selected times during the game and show you how things go. And no doubt we'll be enjoying the complete and utter decimation of my opponent, Will.
Where's that?
Behind the camera now.
That decimation again.
Decimation. Our favourite word. Enjoy! Right, Will, perhaps you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Will, and I am a long-time gaming partner of Universal Head, otherwise known as Peter. And I've come all the way from Australia to here, which is New Zealand, to play this game.
Here?
This is Middle Zealand. Anyway, having not played this for several years, I'm in a state of fear and loathing at the prospect of moving these vast armies and trying to corrupt the ring bearers as they move invisibly across the board. For this is a game of, as Peter mentioned, insane complexity and the requirement of remembering a myriad of rules, which you generally find you get the hang of round about the end of the game. So, at the moment, as you can see, nothing has happened, but in due course, vast ravening hordes will lay siege to these various areas, and while unseen, the ring bearers scoot across somewhere in here and vainly attempt to drop the ring into the crack of doom before their compatriots are all swamped under a multitudinous horde of teeth-gnashing orcs. Of course, they're doomed to failure, which is why it's called the Crack of Doom. So, let's begin. Now we are witnessing the hunt. Having rolled a 6 on one of the hunt dice. Yes, I have found you!
The Fellowship is revealed.
Excellent. For the first time. Where are they, you loathsome spotty hobbits?
This could take some time because the crucial decision, the first time the Fellowship is revealed, is to decide what path they are taking towards Mordor.
Indeed.
Are they going to do the tricky way out through Mirkwood? Are they going to head the classic way down the Anduin? Are they going to do something? Well, they're really the only two options if you're crazy to do anything else.
This afternoon we're watching some gamers in their natural habitat. It's important to be very quiet. They're sensitive, easily disturbed, and can become violent when challenged.
Oh God damn it, don't do that! It's so, everything's so finely. What do we have in the table now? What's the point? Alright, we're going to this roll.
You can see they're getting quite agitated at this point in the game.
So, we're a few turns in, and this is the lay of the land. The Fellowship has been revealed for the first time. They've decided to take the route through Mirkwood, along the Old Forest Road, and cut down this way, possibly, or they may do something crazy and unexpected. At this point, Gandalf has also broken off, and Gandalf, strangely enough, has decided to go to Dale and activate the north because the Fellowship player has a suspicion that the Shadow player may be thinking about an attack on the north, so it's time to activate the northern nations.
But now, there's an orc patrol searching for the Fellowship, so we need to draw again from the dish. And it is a Gollum character.
Ah! Or
What
Smeagol, actually.
What can it mean?
It is in fact Smeagol.
Otherwise, follow the rules for a successful hunt, it says here.
We are playing with the Lords of Middle-earth expansion.
So this is a special tile then.
Let's have a look at the rules.
What a good idea. Or in fact, the rules summary. Discarded without effect.
Yes, we've discovered that a special tile is discarded without effect on an orc patrol. So
Mind.
now it's time to watch the Shadow player do something annoying and get frustrated.
Firstly, he drew something like this, but then he used Mithril Coat and Sting to eliminate that, but was then forced to redraw and drew 3 Corruption. And because it's the foul thing from the deep, he now has to lose a random companion.
Curses!
So, having successfully killed one of the companions, it turned out to be randomly selected Mary, who immediately returns to the game when having been killed.
Excellent.
This is an intensely frustrating game.
I think nothing's happening! Nothing's happening! Help me!
Yes, the Southrons and Eastlings came storming across the river, which was defended by one measly spearman, and swarmed him completely despite his desperate attempts to put up a shield wall, which failed utterly. So we are now in control of Pelagia.
Unfortunately, Boromir had just made it to Gondor, to Minas Tirith I should say, and activated Gondor to be at war. And on the following action phase, they attacked anyway, so it was a complete waste of time.
Excellent. And now let's attack Osgiliath.
No!
Denethor's Folly has been played, Minas Tirith is under siege, and according to these rules, not only does he immediately lose a leader, but he can play no combat cards while it is in play.
Curses!
Hand me my grapes.
Boromir is dead. He's always dying. That really seems to be Boromir's lot. Unfortunately, at this stage, he was defending in Minas Tirith, and the armies did succeed in overrunning the city. So he's dead. Minas Tirith is taken, and things are looking a little bit grim.
Yes, indeed.
Some disastrous events.
Yes, the fighting Uruk-hai came storming out of Orthanc across the river, across the fords of Ison, driving them back into Helm's Deep and into a siege, and then attacked using their special ability, being fighting Uruk-hai, and absolutely slaughtered the defenders. So Helm's Deep has fallen, Minas Tirith has fallen. Who will be next?
And unfortunately, the Fellowship is still
Stuck in the forest.
stuffing about in Mirkwood. It's tragic. Mainly because the Fellowship player has had a dearth of dice. And he hasn't been able to roll any Will of the West results, so he could bring in Gandalf the White or Aragorn, heir of Isildur, which would give him 2 extra dice, which is sitting over here being useless. Here we are in Edoras, and the forces of Saruman are assaulting the city of Edoras, and we've just played 2 character cards, and we have here Deadly Strife and Valour. So both armies add +2 to their combat rolls. Valour, the Free People's Army, adds an extra 1, so they add 3.
It's going to be horrific bloodbath.
I think I was saying something about Deadly Strife versus Valour. Well, unfortunately, the roll for the Shadow player was atrocious.
Utterly abomination.
Excellent. And now, 2 hits. They take 2 with them, but it's not enough. Edoras has fallen. So, Will, a brief overview of the game. Things have changed. We've entered a new phase. It's later in the afternoon and the beer has been opened. Things are getting a little bit more serious. How do you feel things are going at this point?
Well, it appears to be a massacre on the side of the Sauron player, but these appearances are deceiving because even though I have taken Pelagia, whatever it's called, Minas Tirith, Helm's Deep and Edoras, that's only 4, I repeat, 4 measly points, and I've got to get 10. Plus, the Ring Bearer is only on a corruption level of 4, and for me to win through corruption, I've got to get him to 12. And he's here. So he's only going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 turns, in theory, to win the game. So I've got 10 turns to get 6 more victory points.
So why not tell us what has the Shadow Army got planned in the coming turns?
You think I'll fall for such a transparent ploy?
Damn.
I'm not Sauron for nothing.
It was worth a try. Addendum to that point. The Sauron player was unfortunately just counting 1 point for each of those strongholds. So in fact he does now have 6 victory points.
Yes.
So the Fellowship player is in deep trouble. We're coming up to the last turns of the game and things are
neck and neck, but it really is looking like the Shadow player is going to come out ahead.
Not too sure
The
about
ring
that.
bearers have entered Mordor and are on the Mordor track, but the Shadow has completely overrun the south except for
Dol
Dol
Amroth.
Amroth. And things are not looking good in the north either.
We're now at the point where Mr. Peter is claiming that it's a walkover and I can't possibly lose, whereas I'm saying it's almost impossible for me to win, having been savagely bloodied in a number of hideous sieges where my forces have been reduced to 2. And he's here, but stuck, and keeps getting revealed and stuck, and revealed and stuck. So it's a nail-biting finish, as always.
As always in this game, it always comes down to the wire. No matter how badly I play, it seems to come down to the wire. I consider this an excellent self-righting mechanism that's built into the game's rules. And the carnage continues as Lorien falls to the Shadow Army with the help of the Balrog and a swarm of bats.
Yes.
Ugh, it's not good. As you can see, the ring bearers are very close, but not quite close enough because the Shadow Army only needs 1 more point
Yes.
as they lay siege to the Grey Havens.
Dol Amroth has been holding out for some time, and judging by the way I've been rolling, it will be holding out for some time longer. But let's find out. And if this falls, the game is over.
Oh dear.
So it all hinges on this dice roll. Whether or not you get to continue your futile journey towards the crack of doom.
Here it is. It's being filmed live.
No!
Is there a 6 anywhere? I can't see a 6 anywhere.
No, but there's 5 rerolls.
Yes!
Yes!
Curses! It really wasn't looking good from quite early on. I made a crucial mistake, which was to separate Boromir from the Fellowship very early on and send him down to Minas Tirith, which was ridiculous. I should have sent Aragorn down there. Boromir has no business being down there so early in the game. It was a dumb decision, only because I'd forgotten the rules. It had been a long time since I'd played. So I take full responsibility from that. Things went downhill there from then on. And one of the reasons was that I couldn't get a Will of the West die result to save my life. So I couldn't bring on Gandalf the White or Aragorn heir to Heir of Isildur. So I couldn't get the crucial extra dice. I also made some very bad decisions about moving the Fellowship. It got stuck in Mirkwood for quite some time. It took a long time to get down here. And then when I finally did get to the Mordor track, I found myself getting revealed over and over again. There's nothing more frustrating because you have to spend another character action die result to hide yourself before you move again. So it's move a little bit, get revealed, hide, reveal, look that. It goes on. In the meantime, during the Mealmast, the Shadow Army was gathering its forces and rampaging all over the board. And while I managed to hold out in some sieges because of his atrocious dice rolling, it really wasn't enough. Luck tried to be on my side, but luck had given up on me long ago because I played so badly. Let's see what Will has to say.
Well, I think this game is actually possibly easier from the Sauron side because although there is a multitude of things to remember, strategically it's much more of a straightforward war.
Wrap it up, Will. We're running out of battery power here.
Whereas for the Free People's player, you've got to hide and scurry through, and there's a million cards to remember, and I think it's quite, it's much more difficult to work out how you win. I mean, it seems obvious, get ring to crack of doom, throw in, etc., but it's not that obvious how you actually do that. So I think it's a more challenging game for the Fellowship player. So I'd have to say, given that, well done, Peter.
Thanks.
Even though you did lose.
Well, see you later. This has been War of the Ring, and I hope you enjoyed it. And it's actually being filmed from New Zealand itself, which, let's face it, is Middle Earth, but unfortunately a bit rainy out there today, especially since the Shadow has overrun the land.